Yes, now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do this one a bit quick today because Raw starts in less than, I think it literally starts in an hour and a half, and Smackdown was on Friday. So, I'm going to talk about it, and there's a reason I haven't spoke about it already because, like I said, I went to London to go see it, which is brilliant. So, yes, I might make a YouTube video about it on the Nichols channel, but there isn't much of a vlog really. It'll probably just be a slideshow of photos and a few small videos I found. Probably me just singing Randy Orton, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes' themes and shit like that, but not much of a vlog, but I'll post it anyway. Or I can post it on this channel, who knows. But you know, I travelled to London from Newcastle. It seems daunting, and it did. We thought it would be daunting, and it really wasn't. We got on the train. Train only took 2.5 hours to go to London because it didn't stop anywhere in between Newcastle and London. It was just straight one way. Got off. We got 2 tubes over to Blackwall, where our hotel was. Got to the hotel, checked in. Very nice hotel, by the way. 130 quid for 2 people to stay in a room with 2 beds. And this place was fantastic. If you don't know what it looked like, I made a post about my London trip on my Instagram, Thomas Nichols 1807. Thomas spelled T-O-M-I-Z like it is on this channel, and Nichols spelled with a Z. Not how you'd normally spell my name, but it's a cool spelling. It was a great hotel room, right? Then we got 2 tubes over to North Greenwich, where the O2 was. I was there at the event. Let's talk about it, right? One crazy thing is we actually had a dark match before the show started, and it was DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns. Motor City Machine Guns got the win. Random, I know. And by the way, they opened the doors at 6. The show didn't start till 8, so we had 2 hours of nothing while we sat there. And they chose to put that one match on 20 minutes before the show started. Pissed me right off. They could have done that at the start as like a little teaser. But who cares? Anyway, show starts. First thing that happens, Cody Rhodes comes out. Love that. He has me thinking, Cody Rhodes is here. John Cena's coming to London on Monday. It would be my dream to see John Cena here, and he just didn't come. But who did come, who we didn't expect to come out right after Cody Rhodes, was Randy Orton. So we got 2 of our favourite theme songs straight away. That was crazy. So crowd was electric for that. Like, I'm talking, the crowd was electric. You need to be there in the O2 Arena. From where I was sat, the arena didn't look too big because I was sat like literally in the rafters. I felt like I was going to fall. Like, I was literally in the nosebleeds. So that was an experience. But what was I going to say? Yes. From that view on camera, it looks terrible, but in person, it was still a fantastic view. I saw everything. And Randy Orton came out. He was bigging up his former legacy buddy, Cody Rhodes, and saying, "You've done very well. And I'm not going to turn on you like Kevin Owens or John Cena. I'm here to tell you, when I'm done with Kevin Owens at WrestleMania and I kick his head off, which he won't, I'm coming for that WWE Championship," which we all want, obviously. We all want Cody, Randy Orton, right? And then Drew McIntyre came out, which the London crowd loved. Why? Because he's from the UK. And obviously we were all chanting for Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre had some good digs, had some good points. And honestly, his promo game was amazing. He made us laugh quite a few times. And the thing he said about Timu Undertaker, I didn't hear live in person, but I heard everyone laugh at it. But to see the 3 of them open up the show when they were all in their own separate rivalries was quite a surprise, but I didn't mind it. And then obviously he got in the ring. Cody Rhodes hit him, started the fight, and Randy Orton went for an RKO. London crowd wanted an RKO all night. He went for an RKO. Drew McIntyre got out of there unscathed. Then, after that segment, they announced that they would have Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton in a one-on-one match that night. Kicking off the show, though, was Street Profits defending the WWE Tag Team Championships against Pretty Deadly, obviously from London, so we all wanted Pretty Deadly to win. And then they didn't, and they actually got beat like quite quick. Like, Meechin and Charlotte Flair was a longer match than this title match, which we were all pissed about, but it is what it is. Pretty Deadly lost. I wouldn't mind if Pretty Deadly won the belts, because I'm not being funny, DIY just lost the belts right before WrestleMania, and we're likely to have all these teams facing off against each other at WrestleMania. So I wouldn't mind if Pretty Deadly won the belt and then they just passed the belts around before WrestleMania, and then the final verdict is at WrestleMania. I think that's what they should do. So I think not like the match quality was good. Like the moves, the sequences, the chemistry was all great. I just think it was too short. It made Pretty Deadly look weak, and I think honestly the outcome was the wrong outcome. Personally, do I remember everything that happened during the show? No, but Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, now Alba Fire are part of the Secret Service. We're in the back. Zelina Vega has that feud going on with them. She was beefing with them, but Zelina Vega had two people with her, Caden Carter and Katana Chance. Didn't see that coming. Where have they been? WWE sacked Isla Dawn and left Alba Fire as a single superstar, but didn't sack Caden and Katana despite them not being around for ages. But whatever. So Caden and Katana were there. So we end up having a match between Caden and Katana and the Secret Service, Piper Niven and Alba Fire, and obviously the crowd, the UK crowd, were wanting Alba and Piper Niven to win, even though they're Scottish, but they're from the UK. So, and they did win. So congrats. And obviously it was LA Knight defending the United States Championship against Braun Strowman. Obviously we knew Braun Strowman was not going to win this one. We were hoping Jacob Fatu was in. I don't know why I didn't see this coming, but obviously it was mid-match. Jacob Fatu out of nowhere interrupts the match and attacks both men and hits Strowman with a bunch of moonsaults, and everyone goes, all the London crowd was happy because Jacob Fatu was there. Also, another honourable mention, we were all chanting for Chelsea Green while she was out there as well. It was great. Anyway, Jacob Fatu goes in the back, has his little beef with Solo Sikoa, and he actually dropped some funny lines, and then the "you know what I mean" was quite funny, and the whole crowd laughed, which was crazy. I'm about to go into a shop, so I'll just pause this and I'll continue. So, as I was saying, I'm not quite sure where the US title is going in terms of WrestleMania. I don't know if we're getting an LA Knight, Jacob Fatu, Braun Strowman triple threat match. I don't know if we're getting an LA Knight, Jacob Fatu match, where Jacob Fatu wins it at WrestleMania, or I don't know if we're getting Jacob Fatu winning it before WrestleMania and taking on Solo Sikoa at WrestleMania. I really don't know. Either way, it's got to have Jacob Fatu involved, and it's got to have Jacob Fatu winning, whether that's the United States Championship or beating Solo Sikoa. I think that's what needs to happen, personally. What else did we have? Yes, but a lovely video package from Naomi, explaining everything she's done, explaining her side of the story, and I hate to say it again, I hate to be the Kevin Owens, but she has a point. Not as much of a point as Kevin Owens has, but she has some sort of a point. I'm still Team Jade on it, to be honest though. And obviously B-Fab and Michin gave Jade Cargill words of encouragement, so that when B-Fab walked Michin out to Michin's match, Naomi attacked the pair of them, beat the shit out of B-Fab, beat up Michin. Jade Cargill came to the rescue, Naomi ran away, and Jade Cargill walked B-Fab to the back. Meanwhile, Charlotte Flair was scheduled for the match with Michin. She took a slow walk down the ring, ran in with a big boot. I thought it was honestly going to be 2 seconds, but it wasn't. Michin actually ended up putting up a good fight, but Charlotte Flair won. I'll tell you now, Charlotte Flair was London's least favourite person there. I'm not so bad about Charlotte Flair. I don't feel a certain type of way. I mean, I knew she was going to win the Rumble, but I don't feel any harsh ways about her, really. Because when I first got into wrestling, 2017, when she was Smackdown Women's Champion, reigning, you know, that's what I was used to. So, but yeah, she beat Michin. Is what it is. Then Tiffany Stratton came on the screen in an interview, and the crowd erupted, really. But they were just there for Tiffany. They just wanted Tiffy over Charlotte all the time, all day, every day, which I back, really. Then we had a segment where the Miz was like, "Oh, Jimmy, you wouldn't slap me how you slapped Gunther." And then Jimmy had a match with the Miz. I saw the Miz in person, and then Jimmy won the match. Then we had Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, because that makes sense, and Kevin Owens came out, which distracted Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre got a Claymore kick off and won the match. And we never saw an RKO that night, never, and the crowd was deeply disturbed by it. And Randy Orton chased Kevin Owens out of the arena, and that was that for Kevin Owens. And then Drew McIntyre went to the back, saw Lewis Capaldi. Bear in mind, they're showing celebrities in attendance every week, right? Yeah, we are London, I'm thinking Sidemen, I'm thinking all sorts. No, we had Lewis Capaldi, which I love. But then we also had a random UFC fighter, which everyone was like, who? Like, literally no one in the crowd knew who he was. But we had Lewis Capaldi, so that was something. Yeah, and then Drew McIntyre, after winning his match, went in the back and had a moment with Lewis Capaldi, which was great. And then Drew McIntyre got attacked by Damian Priest and then got slammed on a car windshield, which was always great to see. That was quite intense. You never see a moment like that in a while, and it happened in London, which I loved. And then the main event was a contract signing between CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. This was amazing, by the way. Roman Reigns came out to his music, did his entrance. Crowd loved it. Like, obviously, we weren't singing, but we were all throwing up the ones. He cut his own promo, saying he came to London to do two things: be acknowledged and sign a contract. He was acknowledged, signed the contract, he was about to leave. Seth Rollins came out, everyone sang his song. Seth Rollins cut a massive promo, a fantastic 5-star, well not 5-star, but a fantastic promo on Roman Reigns, signed the contract. And just as they were having a moment, CM Punk comes out, everyone sings CM Punk's music. CM Punk is sat there at the table saying he doesn't care, he's just going to sign the contract. Oh well, he was hesitating too, he was reading every page. And Roman Reigns was like, are you going to sign the contract or what? Paul Heyman had to convince CM Punk to sign it, and Paul Heyman said, you're closing the show at WrestleMania, meaning their main event. Punk started crying, the crowd went irate. Roman Reigns was just laughing because he didn't give a shit, because he's had like 10 or 15 like main events. Seth Rollins was like, no, CM Punk does not deserve it. And from my understanding, they're closing night one, which I agree with, because obviously John Cena, come on. Yeah, that was a big moment. Even I felt that moment, I was like, God. But small detail, obviously Roman Reigns was stood, and there was 2 chairs on one side of the table and one on the other. And Roman Reigns was looking at it like, what the hell? And it's the small details. Paul Heyman moved the chair to the head of the table, where Roman Reigns could sit at the head of the table, and the crowd chanted, the crowd got it. That was amazing, I liked it, I can't lie. And it was just a great way to end the match. There was no fight either, like everyone just sang all their themes, and the 3 people everyone was there to see, it was great. And what's crazy is we kicked off the show with Cody, Randy and Drew, and that felt special. But then to end it with Roman, Seth and Punk, and that'd be even more special, was something like just crazy. I can't wait for this WrestleMania match. I've already given my opinions on who I think should win the match. Obviously I think they're going to go down the Punk route and have Punk win the match, and Reigns and Rollins are going to have a bit of a one-on-one feud. And Punk's going to separate from that and maybe go into a title picture. I just think, in terms of storyline, yes, Punk should win, but I'd rather see Seth or Roman win, because Seth is the underrated GOAT in this. Like, CM Punk's everyone's favourite, and Roman Reigns is an established GOAT right now, but Seth Rollins has grinded harder than both those men, and Seth Rollins deserves his flowers. And Reigns I just like the most out of all of them, and he should still be established as Tribal Chief, because the fact that he hasn't got a title makes him look is not Tribal Chiefish. So I think Reigns or Rollins should win that to establish who they are. But obviously Punk's going to win. And honestly, WWE, if they're going to go down the route of having a Roman Reigns, Seth freaking Rollins feud, I'm going to be mad if they don't rehire Jon Moxley. And I'm going to be mad if Jon Moxley declines an offer, because this ain't Vince McMahon WWE anymore. This is Triple H WWE. Give it a shot. We need it. A triple threat match between the Shield. We've never had it. We've never had the triple threat match. Give us it. But that's my thoughts on Smackdown. Again, I feel like I'm just reciting the show. I'm not really giving an opinion on it. I sort of did. But Raw starts in about an hour, so I'm going to watch that. Yeah, in a bit.